Suburban Sentinel here with part 2 in our series on emergency kits. And with me today I have our turkeys in residence. See if we can get them on the screen here. It's Wendell, Waldo, and Wilma. There they are. 2 males and a female. But I digress. In part 1 we reviewed the importance of having these emergency type kits and some of the fundamental aspects of kit development and maintenance. I'll put the link to that first video in the comment section below, and if my inferior technical skills allow, I'll put a link on screen here too. In this video we begin the planning phase of making an emergency or survival kit. I try to design and build survival kits methodically. As such, kit development is done in 3 major stages. 1, initial planning, 2, acquisition, and 3, routine maintenance. The next few installments in this series is dedicated to completing the initial planning milestone. Before we begin, I strongly encourage everyone to keep a written record of the entire kit development process. Whether it's on a computer or just scrawled in a notebook, having records will make for better kits and easier development. The first step in the planning stage is to flesh out the needs our kit will be designed to meet. Now, this process begins by asking some very basic questions. First, make a list of each person that will likely be using the kit by name. Now, this may sound silly, as you probably would not forget the people in your immediate family, but it's important nonetheless. Later in this series, we will be building an emergency services profile for each person. The reason is that we want our emergency kits tailored to meet the specific needs of the individuals in our family or group. Having a written profile will help define those needs and make adjustments as those needs change over time. While we're on the subject of kit users, don't forget your pets. For many of us, our pets are part of the family. Personally, I would never abandon my pets or leave anything to chance. In our family, the dogs and cats are an integral part of the emergency planning process, and we even have separate emergency kits just for them. If you are like-minded, then you will be creating a user profile for each furry family member as well. For most people, having just one emergency type kit is insufficient. Different circumstances require different responses. Remember that we want our kits to contain plenty of that which we need, but nothing we don't. So having more than one kit is certainly warranted. The first step is to identify the general purpose for the kit. Is this a major stockpile of supplies and gear to hunker down at home in the event of a huge blizzard or some other event that paralyzes the community for weeks? Are you assembling a bug-out bag to get the family through a short-term evacuation if threatened by fire or hurricane? Perhaps you need a relocation or reload bag to get the family through while traveling from the homestead to a safe location. Maybe you want a get-home bag in case the car breaks down on your commute from work. Once you have established the general purpose, begin listing the major parameters for each kit. That is, how many days will this kit need to sustain each user? Is this a kit that must be portable? If so, is this strictly a vehicle carry, or do I need to be able to hump this gear around for miles? Don't get too wrapped up in specifics at this point. That will come later. Here we just want to establish some general kit requirements. If you're not sure about your general requirements at this point, that's all right. First, think about the risks you and your family are most likely to encounter. If you live in South Florida, hurricanes are going to be near the top of your list, while you'll probably be putting avalanche survival on the back burner. Whether it's flood, fire, mudslide, social unrest, or all of the above, you as an individual will have a pretty good idea of what you might be facing in your area. If you are still having trouble setting parameters, just ask. Send me a private message. I and many others here on YouTube will be happy to assist you. Next, we want to identify the operating environments you might encounter during an emergency. Kits for city dwellers will certainly be different from those inhabiting the suburbs, which will be different from those inhabiting the exurbs or the country. Also, keep in mind that you might not be staying put. Bugging out from the city or the suburbs to the exurbs or the country will certainly affect your gear requirements. Plus, you might be spending some amount of time in transition areas. The type of environment is also hugely important. Desert dwellers will have to store or bring lots of water, while those in wetter climates can focus on purification. Extreme heat or cold affect your survival needs and also might adversely affect the kit itself. Even if you live on the Southern California coast, an emergency bug out might entail transitioning through or relocating to a less hospitable climate. Also, there are no guarantees that an emergency situation will be resolved before the seasons change. Once you've addressed each of the above 3 questions, you will be ready to move on to the next step in the planning phase. Remember to put all of this in writing to help develop and maintain your kit. In the next video, we will drill further into the planning process with the hopes of getting a little bit closer to developing what we call the KCL, or the Kit Contents List. So, thanks for watching. This is the Suburban Sentinel. Please thumbs up and subscribe if you like what you see. Questions and enlightening comments are always welcome. Please prep and be safe, everybody.